Well, this is mainly supposed to be fun, and I'm glad you're here. And of all the things I remember out of my life in the church, particularly the small country churches, which are such a rich part of my background and tradition, it was the very thing we're here around tonight, the all-day singing and the dinner on the ground. And I can remember my mother baking baked beans all day Saturday to take on Sunday, and they would be so thick by the time we got there you had to chisel them loose to serve them. People brought food that you would not believe, and after you ate it you weren't certain. But the all-day singing and the dinner on the ground was part of my great tradition growing up in country churches. My father became a preacher when I was 15 years old and became immediately pastor of a little country Baptist church. We'll ordain anything willing. My dad was pastor of the Nutt Baptist Church, the very first church he ever served, and I remember once in trying to make a big point, he split the pulpit in half. It was actually a little lectern. And he showered down on it with 275 pounds of authority and just split it in half and then punted it right out in front of the front row. Said, I wish somebody around here would build a pulpit to take some preaching, and he was off and gone. Dad preached long and hard. He'd get his big, thick family Bible up in his arm, keep his finger in it just in case he got to the text. He could sling sweat 5 rows making announcements. The man could preach. I got my first start in church in gospel music. My mother was a gospel quartet piano player. The woman could play it till the piano would beg for more. Kind of music you could have danced to if you hadn't been Baptist. You know, the songs that I learned, sometimes I didn't always understand. You'd have a song like Rock of Ages that had a word like cleft in it. I didn't know what cleft meant. Then you'd have the Old Rugged Cross, and it had clinging in it, and I didn't know about cleft and clinging. Those were tough things for a 3- and 4-year-old kid. Mother taught me music by rote, and of all the songs my mama taught me, the ones that I especially enjoyed were the ones that talked about the by and by, because by and by I was going to grow up. Wouldn't have to stand at the end of that dumb piano and sing all the time. But it was great fun, and these are some of my favorite special memories from out of my musical childhood, and I think you'll enjoy singing along on some of these. First one, just grab onto it when we get to the chorus, and I think you'll catch into this. This is probably one of the dearest old hymns we've ever sung.